JavaScript. Actually, primitive data types which contains normal like string, boolean, and int float,
Okay. Non-primitive.
and there are some non-primitive. We can say, you know, null is also one type of an data type. Undefined is also one type of data type, and arrays.
Mm-hmm.
Arrays is also one type of a data type only because arrays is a collection of all the primitive data types, right?
Mm-hmm.
And object.
Okay. So what do you mean with primitive and non-primitive?
Okay, primitive means these are all standard. We can say values related to the values only primitive. So, for example, number,
Mm-hmm.
string, boolean, these are all related to values only. Whenever you have created a variable by using primitive data types,
Mm-hmm.
the memory will be allocated. Memory will be allocated.
Okay. So same thing happened with the array as well. No? So memory also be allocated over there as well, right?
But array is a collection of all the primitive data types, right?
Hmm.
For example, array contains, array of type number will be there 1, 2, 3, 4. It is also type of an array only, and
Okay.
there is another type of array which contains strings also.
Okay.
Array a collection of strings which can say we can collect as an also this one. It is also type of an array only. Basically, array is something we can iterable. We can traverse through the array. Array contains primitive data types. We can say collection of primitive data types.
Yes. Okay, no problem. So basically what happens, so primitive means nothing but Tharuns, correct?
Y-
And if you
Yeah,
change that name equal to UI dev guide, so the whatever current value over there, it get replaced with the previous one, correct? So it
yeah,
has only
sure.
single memory location, so it can be vanished the previous value as a primitive. And non-primitive is having you might heard about the pointers in C, C++. Pointer has a reference of it, and we can
Yes,
have
yes.
that linked list and call. So such kind of things over here as a non-primitive. So you can change the values, but the reference it got not changed because you have allocated memory location at 100 and you are created that array and you change the index of 1. So 103 you change something. So the 100 will not change. Correct. So you are changing
Mm,
the index of it. So
yes.
kind of thing. So
It still points to that same location only.
yeah,
Yes.
that is why I was asking. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So now simple question. What is undefined and none?
So undefined and null. So undefined means if for example, you have created an variable var
Hmm.
a.
Hmm.
So if you try to print that var a, it
Hmm.
prints it prints the undefined. Undefined means it doesn't have any value in it.
Okay. And why only undefined? Why
And
not null or blank or any kind of thing over there? Why?
null is an you have put something inside the a where a equals to null. If you try to print console, it
Hmm.
prints null. So
Hmm.
null is a kind of one value where
Correct.
undefined is nothing is present.
Okay. Okay. So now question is, suppose I create var name, okay, and semicolon. So you said that it will be having undefined value because we have not assigned any value over there, correct?
Yes.
So the question is why it is undefined only? Why not null, blank, or any kind of different thing? So do you know why the undefined get mapped that name variable?
So might be if you have declared a variable and you haven't assigned any value in it. So
Mm-hmm. Okay.
so
There is a one
you
concept
haven't
of wasting.
defined.
No, no.
uh,
There is a one concept of wasting. Do you know about it?
yes. Yeah, hosting whatever you write whatever write below or above, it will comes to the above like uh, all the data types which are related to where will be hosted at the starting, which
Okay.
comes a friend
Okay.
like that.
And what value would be it assigned to it then?
know the hosting that concept only. I don't know why it considered undefined only.
ओके सो मैं बताता हूँ. ओके क्या होता है ना, देखो तुम्हारे पास अभी ओके सो यू हैव दैट वेरिएबल. ओके कैन यू शेयर योर स्क्रीन सो आई कैन टेल यू दैट.
Okay.
We have two phases in JavaScript. Okay, memory allocation and execution, code execution. Okay, so memory
Host.
hoisting. So
Okay.
I'm noting down these questions for you, and you can prepare a question.
Okay.
No. Okay. So I will tell you just in the short. So what happens? So whenever you create a variable with a var at any line number of code in the function or in your file, so at the time of the memory allocation, what hoisting does for us, so whatever variable you have, it make as a available as a top. Okay, so it will move to the top as you mentioned.
Yeah.
But another
Yeah.
thing, so if you try to access that variable before its declaration, you will get an error in C, C++, then whatever the traditional language we used earlier. So you cannot access the variable before its declaration, correct? So in this
Yes.
case, you are able to access that. Suppose you created that variable at, you have not shared, that is why I cannot tell you more. So now,
Actually, when I trying to share the screen, it is showing host is disabled screen sharing.
wait. Can you request me?
Okay.
You can request me, I think. Now try.
1 second. 1 second. I will try it again. Yes.
Yeah, okay. Now,
I'm
now
sharing.
open JS Fiddle. JS Fiddle, yeah. Okay. Okay. Enter. Now do one thing. No. In JavaScript, not in HTML. Put console.log name. Okay. Okay. And now tell me what will be the error over here now. अभी क्या आंसर आएंगे, मतलब कंसोल
Uh,
में क्या प्रिंट करेगा.
Declaration not found. Like error ही
करेक्ट.
आएगा.
यस करेक्ट. ओके. अभी लाइन नंबर 2 पे नेम इक्वल टू तरुण असाइन कर दो उसको.
Actually, it's my old computer, so it takes
ओके.
time.
ओके नो प्रॉब्लम. ओके. नाउ वेट. Now tell me what will be the output of now.
It will be, I think, Tarun.
Run that. There is the option left top run option run. Okay. And the right bottom you have console.log white screen. उसको hide कर दो. हाँ उसको open करो. It is printing name. It is printing result something. So actually now it should be undefined. Okay. So you get undefined now. So these things happens when you access a variable before the declaration. So same thing if you try
Okay.
to in C, C++, old technologies now, you will get that error because your variable is not available at line number 1. Okay, so this is the
Yes.
hoisting. You can read about this hoisting.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So we'll move to the
If we
next.
change it to let, if we change it, let this where it will, then also it will give error, right? Right now.
Yes, correct. So now tell me what is different between late and now.
Yeah, where is a global scope we can say. So all the data types which you declared with where it will get hosted as you said, and let is a kind of
Block
local
scope.
scope we can say,
Block scope.
block scope, yeah, block scope. Because the main difference between where and let, if you if you if you declare if you declare a variable with where and you are trying to access it before it definition or declaration it print undefined. But if you try to do with the same and if you try to do with the let and you are trying to access it before its declaration and definition, then it will give error there.
Yes, correct. Any other difference do you know about it? Why it will give an error if you try to access before it?
Why means
Because it is not going to host in the global
yeah,
context. Do you know about
yeah,
temporal
it
dead zone?
is. Yeah, temporal dead zone. Temporal dead zone is the one, if you are without declaring the value and you are trying to print it, there it is comes that
No, 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 no,
temporal dead zone.
no. It is related to your block scoping or latent concept. Okay, so I'm noting down this question as well.
Okay.
Okay. So tell me now, what is the ES6 features do you know? Do you know?
ESX feature. Arrow function.
Any other?
Arrow function and also ESX features, right? Arrow function.
We have spread operator,
Uh,
rest
ob-
operator,
Spread operator,
then
rest operator, object
destructuring
literal
of,
destructuring,
yeah, then you have that array methods like filter, reduce,
map.
yeah, map. Then we have op operator, in operators. Now tell me, what is difference between arrow function and normal function?
So arrow function basically it is like an without definition. See normal function you can write the syntax is like function and you have written the name and brackets and you should write the block like this. But arrow functions comes with an uh, you know brackets and there will be a fat arrow like this.
Okay, this is kind of the syntactical difference, correct?
Yes, yes.
Any other difference do you know?
Any other difference? So both are functions
Hmm?
only, but
No, we have too many differences in the thing. So, have you heard about this inside JavaScript?
yeah, this operator, right? It refers to the current object.
Okay. So, can we use this inside an arrow function? Okay. Another one.
I don't know.
So,
Hmm.
okay. So, normal function we have arguments object.
Yes, yes.
So, in arrow function we don't have that. So, how can we get all the arguments into the single parameter? Do you know?
All the parameters in a single object. So normally in arrow function also we can pass these objects, right?
Uh, or is it is related to rest operator. Okay. Yeah, you mentioning something. What would be the output it will come? So I'm testing in the chat. You can open chat member
Okay.
in the chat. Yeah, correct. Yeah. So we have two console.log here, correct?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so what it will print? What do you think?
For the second, it will print 0.
Okay. And first one?
For first one, it will print 1010.
Okay. And why 1010 and 0?
So plus operator will concat whatever it is after the plus directly into the current one.
Okay. And second one?
Second one is directly minusing it, subtracting the value from the both.
But we don't have value as a number. We have as a string. So
Yes.
how that can be? Answer is correct. Okay. Answer is correct, but
Uh,
I want explanation. Why? Means why I'm asking this. So you will know the concept in the depth. That is why I'm asking you why.
yeah, got it. Actually, when
Okay.
I'm preparing this, okay, this will work like this will work like that.
No,
Yeah,
no.
what you mentioned is right only.
Yeah.
Need to
I
know
will
the
tell you
concept.
now. Okay, so you might know about the unary operators. So plus, minus are these are the unary operators. So whenever you use a minus, okay, and whatever string you have, it get automatically converted to number as a unary operator.
Okay,
So that is why you are getting zero in the second console. And plus is behave as a concat in the JavaScript.
concat.
So whenever
Yes.
strings comes with a number, every time it gets string.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is the one. Okay. Um, have you heard about event loop? Event loop, call stack.
No event loop.
Okay.
No event.
So
I know event like whenever click on any
nah,
button,
nah, nah,
it
nah.
will.
Oh, nahi, oh, nahi, oh, nahi. Event loop is the heart of JavaScript. Who checks the what things need to run, how, when, that. So it's a
Okay.
very basic question now. So is JavaScript synchronous or asynchronous?
Synchronous only.
Okay. And how can we make it as a asynchronous?
By using promise or by using async await.
Okay.
Sometimes we can use callbacks also.
Okay. So what is the problem with callback?
So callbacks normally, if you have declared some functions, you are calling all these functions line by line, but you want to execute. First function will take 3 seconds, and the second function will take 2 seconds, and the third function will take 1 second to give the response or to complete the action. But
Hmm.
what you need is you need to execute the function one first, then two, then three. But if you try to do with normal JavaScript, na, it
Hmm.
will print, it will complete the function which will have the smallest time to execute. And like in our example, function one will take only 1 seconds to complete. So it will complete first 1 second function will first complete, then function two, then function three. In order to uh, in order to in order to complete those functions according to our plan, we use to callbacks like
Okay.
I
Do
think.
you know about callback else?
Yeah, callback else I know.
Okay. Okay. So this is the callback. L is the problem with callback. So that was I was expecting. No problem.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
a callback else. Uh, you can't write functions all over it, inside the
Pyramid kind of things it will create.
pyramid
Okay.
kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay. So to override that, what we have to use?
We can use promise.
Okay. What are the states of promise?
promise, pending, resolve, and reject. When you have
Okay.
written a promise, when you have declared a promise and you have written anything inside, like resolve or reject, then it will be in a pending state. So after declaring the promise, you have resolved. There is two things: resolve and reject. After
Correct.
passing the values inside into the resolve and reject inside the promise, after some time you have resolved the promise. That means you got whatever you need. Then what you need to do is you can, after calling that promise, put then
Hmm.
operator, you can print. if the if the promise if the promise returns resolved, then it will come to the then operator. If the promise rejects, then it will be an error. We can catch it in catch operator. Then dot catch inside the catch you can handle that error.
Okay. What is promise chaining?
Promise chaining.
Yes.
Like if you need three to four promise line by line, then what we need to do is promise one dot, then uske then
Correct.
p2 dot, then p3 dot, then p3 dot 4. But if you need all four directly, you can use promise all, and
Hmm.
you can we can send all these promises as an array. So if any promise between p1 to p4 will be rejected between this, then it will be stopped there only.
Yes. Okay. So what are the types of promise?
Promise and promise all only.
We have promise dot raise, promise dot settled. Oh, that's well. Okay.
Okay, I have used promise dot all only.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
okay.
That's okay. Okay. So to if I want to make a API call, how can I make API call in JavaScript?
Okay, API call, we can use fetch one. Fetch, there is a function called fetch. In fetch, we can send the the API URL which we
Hmm.
need.
Hmm.
Uh,
What it returns?
await, it will returns it will return some value.
No, no, no.
Then we
That
need to
yeah, it will return response. Correct. That is the that.
response.
No, no. But what kind of response it is? It is directly kind of.
Not a JSON, not a JSON.
I mean to
We need
say,
to
how can we capture that data from the page? Page what it returns.
okay.
Okay, so basically, page returns a promise. So you have to get
Promise.
data.
Yes,
Dot then we have to use. Correct. So page return promise.
yes.
Okay. Okay. We'll move to the next question now. Okay. So have you heard about event bubbling and event capturing?
Yes, event bubbling. Event bubbling, I know.
What it is?
So if you, like, there are three divs, for example, div one inside div two, and div two inside there is a div three which contains the button.
Okay.
So if you have clicked inside this div three which contains the button,
Okay.
that events will keep transfer to the parent element div two, then it will capture to the div one. Like
Okay.
the event will come back to the parent till it is completed.
Okay. That is bubbling. And
Yeah.
capturing is vice versa. So if I want
Okay.
to make it as a stop at some level, so how can we do that?
We can do using by stop propagation,
Okay.
event dot start propagation.
Mhm.
I didn't get the exact property, but stop propagation, or there is also another one also is there.
Yes.
Stop propagator.
Immediate proper. Immediate.
Huh,
That is for
huh.
if you have written same functions for a single element, at that time we have to use stop immediate propagation, something kind of things. You get the things.
Okay.
Okay. Mm, have you heard about? Shallow copy and deep copy.
Shallow copy and deep copy. Yeah, shallow copy means you copy the values only from one object to another object. But in deep copy, what we'll do is if you change the
Both,
if you
both.
both
Wait,
values will be copied only. But if you try to change the object two value, it will also change in object one value also.
in shallow
Both
or deep?
I think in deep it will happen like this, but in shallow it won't happen
No,
because
no, no, no. You are taking vice versa. In the deep,
okay.
you have a separate memory allocation from the previous one. Okay.
Yeah, okay,
In
okay,
the
got it.
shallow, you
Yes,
get
yes.
the references of the previous one. Okay. Now tell me, how can we make a deep copy?
Can we make a deep copy? Object one equals to new object.
That is shallow copy. Have you heard about JSON.stringify?
No, JSON not string.
You not heard? No.
No.
Okay. JSON.parse. You have one
No.
JSON object and you want to make a string of that object. So how can you make that?
Actually, JSON is an object. It contains some properties, right? To string,
Mm,
parse.
yeah. The same thing I'm asking. So to make a deep copy, you take a base object, okay, you make that as a string and assign that value to the another one. So because of the string, you will not have that references to the old one.
Okay.
Did you get it or not?
One sec. No, no. One.
No,
Repeat it
see,
again.
wait. You have an object, okay, and you want to
Okay.
copy that object to new one, correct? If you do like that,
Hmm.
new equal to old, so the references get copied to the new one, correct? So if you do changes in the
Yeah.
new one, the old one get changes, automatically reflect the automatic changes. So in the deep copy, we have to do json.stringify, so the object will be string now, okay? So that
Okay.
string we will assign to your new object and we do json.path. So in that case, what happen? Your references get not copied because you have made it as a string.
Okay.
You can read about it.